Hi, this is a brief tutorial on how to format your work for MLA format for kind of any English class. So one of the things with Microsoft Word, which we're using here, is that the default is not actually MLA format. So you need to do some changing with it, before you start writing your essay. I think it's a lot better to have your work correctly formatted from the start, rather than doing it in one format and then changing it at the end. Because if you have the correct formatting from the start, your essay will appear to be the actual length that it will be when you turn it in. So that, like, if you have some non-standard formatting or font or spacing or whatever, your work could look longer than it really is, and then when you change it, you're like, oh crap, I need another half page or a whole page. Or the opposite could happen, and if you're using like a smaller font, you're like, oh, I need to figure out now how to cut half a page or a page in order to fit into the assignment guidelines. So it's best just to have that sorted out from the start. So so the format really has to do with a few things. Let's see. There's a font type or style and size. Then there's also spacing, which is handled in paragraph. And there's header or header, which will happen at the upper left. I'll show you how to do that. And there's also margins, which we'll address in the page layout. So the first thing is make sure that that you're selecting all. So I'm pressing Control and A buttons at the same time, and I go into the font menu and I change it to, like, I've already changed it to Times New Roman, but I think the default font is Calibri. There we are. And the fonts are listed alphabetically, so you just need to find 12 point, or there you are, Times New Roman. Make sure it's regular and 12, and there's no extra effects. And you can then, once you have that style and size, you can set that as default, and it can be for all documents based on the normal template. Click OK, and then it'll be like that every time you open Word. Then we need to set it to spacing, set the spacing issues. Now, the spacing, this is primarily the area that you're looking at. Make sure that spacing, the before and after settings are both set to 0. You can change them by clicking on the up and down there, and that line spacing is at double. It's going to be, and also probably click don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Do that, and that'll make things so your work is automatically double spaced. You don't need to hit enter a bunch of times, and it'll just be automatically correct from get-go. Then click set as default, all documents based on the normal template, and there it is for that. Page layout, we want to set the margins. This is one of the things that's actually pretty easy. So you go to the page layout tab, margins, and then just find the normal option. And see it says top 1 inch left, 1 inch bottom, 1 inch right, 1 inch, and that's it. So there you go. If you do other stuff, like if you narrow, your margins will be smaller, so you can fit more words on the page. Or you wider, the margins will be wider, so you can fit fewer words on the page. But neither one of those are standard, and they're also really easy to spot. So a teacher's going to call that out immediately. So just start with normal. Then I like to go back to the Home tab, because this is the stuff that these options are what you mostly use while editing a document. So then the next thing to do would be the header. So you double click in the top portion of the page and click page number, top of page, plain number 3, and you can see how it looks like the page number is in the upper right corner, so that is correct. And then you'd have your last name. And sometimes this will be in a different font. And so you might just highlight that, then go back to the Home tab and correct the font, the size and style. It should be the same size and style as the rest of it. You have that, and once you do that, it's just going to be automatic for the rest of the essay. Some professors, like myself, don't want your last name and the page number on the first page. Like, I don't like it because, like, I'm already going to see your name and I know this is the first page. So you can click different first page, and that'll make it, oh no, it disappeared. It didn't really disappear. It will actually appear on all the subsequent pages. So like page 2, 3, 4, and so on. Your last name and your page number will appear in the upper right. This is nice because you don't have to manually type it in, because if you manually type it in, every time you type it in, it takes up a line of text, which makes your essay look longer. But it's super easy to spot, and sometimes students lose up to half a page on like a 6-page paper for this. So then you would need to put your, so I'll say your first and last name, so student name. Assume that student is your first name and name is your last name. Professor last name. So you have your professor, like their title, maybe they go by instructor or doctor or something like that. Professor is usually pretty easy to go with, and then just have their last name. And then you have their class, so like English, make sure you spell English correctly, 101, or whatever the course number is, 205, 315, 23, 6010. 6010, that's not a real number. And then the date. And the date has to be in the format of the day, so the day of the month itself, and then the year in that format. Notice it's not like 5/2/19. This is different. It's actually clear because then there's never any confusion about what day is which thing. Like some places in the world they have the month first, and other places they have the day first. And if you spell out the month, and separate it from the year, it's like totally clear what you mean. Then you center the title by clicking center, and have a clever title here. Clever title here that says something about your topic and idea. And then next line, remember to click left align to bring things back to the left. And again, make sure that for the body of your text, you're using this align left. You can kind of see it how it's aligned left and then the right side is a little ragged. That's how it should be. The first line of each new paragraph needs to be indented, so you hit the tab key, and it should move over, just half an inch. And now we can start writing our essay. This is the second sentence of our essay, and I'm going to write more. So you write your essay, and there you go. I'm just going to kind of copy and paste that again and again and again and again and again and again to give you a sense of what the paragraph looks like, so you can see that the right side is ragged. And then when I hit enter, oh, it didn't do it. You would need to hit tab to indicate there's a new paragraph, and we start another paragraph. And then the next time you hit enter, oh, it didn't do it. Sometimes you hit enter and it'll automatically indent for you, but keep an eye on that because, it's important to see where your paragraphs begin and end. But beyond that, that is it. That is it.